I'm Pastor Matt, and this is the Ember Exchange. So whether we're sharing something from our church, something from the Bible, or interviewing a guest, we will do it unrushed, one puff at a time, the same as the best way to enjoy a cigar. This week, I want to do something different. This week, I am going to, at the end of this video, I'm going to leave you with 7 things that can absolutely change the quality of your life for the better. So 7 things that can change your life. But before we get to that, I want to say that I think it is incredible how science continues over and over again to prove things that the Bible stated thousands of years ago. And one of the things I'd like to talk about today is gratitude or thankfulness. It's one of the things, and I think we even talked about this in a previous video, is that living with an attitude of gratitude or in a way of living in thankfulness increases the quality of our sleep, it reduces anxiety, it reduces heart disease and all sorts of stuff. And we talked about that in a previous video. But the American Brain Institute did a study within the last couple of years that really looked at how that process works. And that when we have thoughts of gratitude, that it changes the way our prefrontal cortex fires, and it triggers the release of dopamine and serotonin, which increase our feelings of accomplishment and goodwill and our own welfare, and just makes us feel better. And so when we live in gratitude, we feel better about our life. And it gets really interesting that when we start to think about actively seeking things that we are thankful or grateful for, that act of being grateful or thankful causes the way we experience our life to change for the better. And what is our life? Our life really isn't the things that happen to and around us. What our life really is the way that we experience the things that happen to and around us. And that leads me to a verse from 1 Thessalonians that I want to share with you that says, "In everything give thanks, because this is the will of God concerning you." And I think sometimes that verse gets twisted, and we read that as, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be thankful when the worst things happen because that's what God wanted to happen to me. And that is not what that says. It says, in everything be grateful or give thanks, because this is the will of God concerning you. What is the will of God? That we are always thankful regardless of our circumstance, because that gives us a better life. And it's interesting when you think about the book of Philippians, which we're not even going to look at any verses in Philippians, but the book of Philippians is widely considered to be the happiest of all the books of the Bible, because in Philippians it talks continually about being thankful and being grateful and living in a state of joyfulness. And so we read the book of Philippians and we go away with all of these instructions on how we're supposed to be thankful and grateful and joyful and happy and fulfilled. Meanwhile, we forget in the reading of that Philippians was written by Paul when he was in prison. And from prison, he's speaking of joyfulness and thankfulness. And the message there is, we can't let our circumstances drive our faith and our thankfulness. We have to let our faith and our thankfulness drive our circumstances, because one certainly precedes the other. I started out by saying that I was going to give you 7 things that can change the quality of your life. And so let me run through them real quick. It's super easy. What you need to do is get a piece of paper and write down 7 things that you're grateful or thankful for. And if you take the time to really sit down and think, all right, what are 7 things in my life that I'm thankful for? And I get it. If your life's a mess right now, that might be hard to come up with. And maybe it comes down to, I'm thankful that I woke up this morning, and I'm thankful that I had a place to sleep last night. Or maybe life is going great for you right now, and you're thankful for your job, and you're thankful for all this other cool stuff that's going on in your life. Because what it is that we're thankful for isn't what makes the difference. It's the act of gratitude that changes the way that we experience the life we're living. And so if you want your life to be better, take 5 minutes a day. Write down 7 things you're thankful for. And I promise you, the Bible says it and science proves it, it will change the quality of your life. So until next time, keep your fire burning, keep your cigar lit, send us your burning questions.